Hello, my name is Jenna Greene, and I'm the author of An Owl Without a Name, published by Wandering Fox Books. And it is my privilege and honor to read for you the first chapter today. Chapter 1, The Fall. Far below my nest, the humans are using tools to scrape at weeds and make piles of crusted leaves. It's been days since they've emerged from their habitat. Perhaps the warm air and cloud-free sky has tempted them. I hope to alert my sister to the human presence by nudging her with my wing. She doesn't stir from her nap. Not that humans interest her, at least not as much as they interest me. But then everything interests me. I tend to plague my parents with endless questions. Why do only some animals have feathers? Why is our nest in this tree? When will my flight lessons begin? How long until I'm full grown? However, my parents aren't here to address my curiosity right now. They are out seeking breakfast, since sister and I can't hunt on our own yet. I hope they bring back a tasty morsel. Squirrel is my favorite. I peer down over the edge of the nest. Perhaps if I pay close attention, I can learn a few things on my own. The smallest human runs to the shed and covers her eyes. Her name is Olive. She begins to count. 1, 2, 3. I lean forward. What is she doing? 9, 10. Ready or not, here I come, she declares before flinging her hands off her face and darting behind the shed. What human custom is this? Cautiously, I step over the edge of the nest for a closer look. I catch a glimpse of Olive's hair floating in the breeze. The branch wavers. Leaves stir. I take another step and whoosh! I lose balance and pitch forward, catching air. I tumble and the world flip-flops. Mother! Father! I squawk as colors streak by. Sister! The fall is quick, the landing abrupt. My stomach slams into my throat and something tears at my right wing. Ouch! I blink, swiveling my head around. Nothing looks familiar. I've never been on the ground before. The grass prickles my stomach, and the scent is strong, tickling my nose. I don't like being out in the open. A dog's bark startles me, and I jump, pulling my wing feathers. I wince. My wing is caught in the fence, bordering the human's yard. The fence is made from stiff gray wire that forms square holes smaller than my head. My left wing feathers are snagged in a hole near the bottom. Though I wiggle and wriggle, I can't pull them free. All I gain is exhaustion. What should I do? My parents would know, but they aren't here. If sister noticed my fall, she has no way to help. Not that I hear her call. I'm alone for the first time since hatching. I crane my neck upwards until I spot the branch where I live, but leaves hide the nest itself. My stomach rumbles. A slice of meat would fill me up, offer comfort. I could eat a rabbit, a hare, or a vole. Since I'm not picky, I'd settle for a mouse. Tired, I lay my head on the fence. I'll rest until nightfall. By then it will be cooler, and I'll have more energy to wrestle free. Or my parents will have rescued me. I drift in and out of sleep. At one point, I waken and reach for my sister's warmth before I remember where I am. I shift, yelping as my wet wing feathers tug. I resettle and close my eyes, but I'm listening, awake. Hours pass and Olive's voice fades away. The sun's shadows reach me, and finally I slip into a stupor. Until the horrible sound arrives. I've heard this whirring sound twice before from my protective perch while snuggling close to mother, father, and sister. My parents warned me never to go near the machine that makes the horrible sound. The man, also known as Mr. Miller, rides the machine around and around the yard. With each pass, the grass shortens. Why? I do not know. All I do know is that I have never liked the horrible machine or its horrible sound. I like it even less today when it's so close. My ears hurt. I can't keep my beak from clacking as my insides shudder. Humans have odd habits. I need to get away. What if its whirring blades get too close to me? What if... Mr. Miller yelps and the horrible machine stops. He jumps off his contraption. With tentative steps, he approaches my location. When he squints, I know he spotted me. He creeps closer. He seems so big. I feel small. Thankfully, he backs away and turns to face the house. "Marie," he calls. "Olive, come here." The rest of the family is coming? I've never been this close to any of them. I like watching the Millers from my perch, not from the ground. I attempt to free my wing, grunting with effort. With her hand joined to her mother's, Olive tiptoes closer. "Not too close," her father warns. "Stay back." "Why?" asks Olive. "You should never approach an injured animal." "She's hurt?" "She? I'm a boy, soon to be a man. If my sister heard that—" "What should we do?" Mrs. Miller asks. "I don't know," Mr. Miller says. "I wonder what's wrong. Do you think she hurt her wing, or is she just stuck?" He pulls a shiny black rectangle from his pocket and points it at me. Click. Mr. Miller takes one step nearer, then another, until my finely tuned hearing picks up his heartbeat. Too close. Time to wriggle again. Beak clacking, I yank my wing again and it pinches. This isn't fun. The day I'm having. "She's scared," Olive exclaims before bursting into tears. Why is the girl crying? I'm the one who should be upset. I'm the one on the ground when I meant for the tree. I'm stuck while she can flail all her hairless limbs. I miss tree bark and leaves. I miss my nest, security and silence, the moon. "Mother, Father, rescue me," I shriek. Okay, says Mrs. Miller. "Let's call someone to help." From her pocket, she pulls out a black rectangle like Mr. Miller's. She taps it in a few spots and then holds it up to her ear. A voice squawks through the device. Mrs. Miller asks a few questions and turns to face me. She cocks her head to the side and stares as though she is sizing me up. Then she lowers her arm and returns the rectangle to her pocket. 20 minutes, she says. Someone from the Birds of Prey Center is on their way. A man named Christopher. He'll come with special gloves and a cage. What are those for? Olive dries her cheeks. Will they be able to help? I think so, sweetie, Mrs. Miller soothes. They'll know better than we will. Clapping her hands, Olive hops. I do neither, obviously, and not just because I do not have hands. Wings are superior anyway. I do not know this man they speak of. I've seen gloves before, but I don't know how any pair of gloves could be special. Will they be different than the kind Mr. Miller wears while he rips weeds from around the house? And a cage? I'm not certain what that is. I doubt I'll like it. Okay. Operation Freedom is on. Twist, wiggle, twist, wriggle. And that is the end of Chapter 1. Thank you for listening.